Okay, welcome back. Okay, I'm going to explain. There's a term we used to use. I don't know if they still use it. It's called hype sweeps. Hype meaning heroin addict sweeps. And what it is was we'd go out and again, repeat myself, but sometimes you don't get the first story. Heroin addicts, street level heroin addicts, are thieves. They're all thieves. They steal everything they can think of. They'll steal everything, anything, everything. They'll fight over a dollar. I mean, it's pretty bad. A lot of crime of property. Sometimes they do robberies. Not that often because they're mostly just want to get enough to buy a shot of heroin. So we'd go out and do a hype sweep, and I was kind of new at this, but being Latino, I had to go out because we had to speak some Spanish. And so what would happen was one of the detectives would get a search warrant for a house, and with some that they were dealing in heroin, and we'd raid the house. There'd be like, I don't know, 15 of us at the house on a search warrant, and we get in and we pop one or two people that are in there and handcuff them and everything else. Well, we know. And the heroin addicts know that this is a house that sells heroin, okay? So in our zest to get heroin users who are stealing everybody blind, we take those people into custody in the house and we transport them away. And then there's about 12 to 14 officers in this house. All the cars are parked out front, are parked correctly. So it's just a regular residential neighborhood. This is a pretty good sized house. And we all are in the house with lots of handcuffs and ready to go for people coming up to buy heroin. And the people that come to buy heroin are under the influence of heroin. So those are the guys we're going to arrest for under the influence. And then, of course, we're going to interview them, and they're involved in all kinds of crimes and property. Some of them have money on them, mostly don't, because they just have enough to buy their heroin. So we'd sit there, a couple of Latino officers would be by the door. We're all dressed down, of course, and everybody's hiding all over the place. And you hear a knock on the door, and I'd tell in Spanish, what do you want? And he'd say caballo, which is horse, which is what they want. And I go, okay, and I tell them, come on in. And as soon as they come in the door, I slam the door and they're taken into custody. And 99.9 cents of the time, we're so fast, there's no fighting, there's no struggle. It's just as soon as they come in, because they think they're under the influence, so they're pretty docile, and they're all happy because they're going to buy dope. And they walk in the door, and LA officers are there to grab them. Okay. So we grab the first one, they search them, they take them to the back room where there's more officers, give them a complete search, they start processing them because they're in a back room, and we just wait for the next one. It's like not even like fishing. This is not even fishing. This is just like, here they come, and it'd be another one and another one. It's all the same. Knock on the door, come on in, they walk in, we grab them. Finally, after about 40 minutes of this, and like 18 arrestees, we have to stop, because we don't have enough officers to handle all this. Only have so many officers, so we have security issues and all that stuff, and sanitation, because they all want to go to the bathroom, and we don't want to misuse this guy's house. It's not what we're there for. And so we secure it. We go outside. Everybody grabs 3 or 4 bodies. We all take off, and off we go to the station. And there's our work for the day. Usually we do this around noon or 1 o'clock because they don't get up early. And we're there till all evening hours, because usually you find out if somebody's got medical problems, somebody's got issues with their heart, but everybody has to be booked, has to be processed, so it takes all these officers to book all these bodies, 7 or 8 hours at least to get rid of these bodies. So at least for that day, maybe even that evening, those 17 or 18 arrestees will not go out and commit 17 or 18 or even 36 or 72 crimes, depending on where you're talking about. So that's a hype sweep. I don't think they do it anymore because they don't have the resource. I don't think they're off doing other things, and they don't have the commitment that we had back in those days. So hopefully we stopped a lot of crime by doing those things and got rid of those guys. So that's my hype story, and I hope you like it. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.